Many thanks for joining today's edition of Aso Briefing. Happy Independence Day, Nigeria. I am Richard. I'll let you know our top stories. President Tinubu assures Nigerians that country is on path of recovery as it marks 65 years of independence. FCT Minister Barrister Ezenwo-Nyesom-Wike felicitates FCT residents on Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary. And on business, NEPSA urges partners to explore unlimited business opportunities in Nigeria, attract U.S. investors, institutions at UNGA. You are watching Aso Briefing. Don't forget that you can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127, and on Face TV, look us up on channel 507. On the UHA band, we are on channel 38. Now we go ahead with details of all our stories. President Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians that the country is on the path of recovery as it marks 65 years of independence. In a nationwide broadcast, the president highlighted economic reforms, security gains, and youth empowerment as the pillars of his administration's renewed hope agenda. In his address, President Tinubu paid glowing tribute to Nigeria's founding fathers, describing them as visionaries who dreamt of a prosperous, united nation. He noted that while the journey has been turbulent, the resilience of Nigerians has kept the country together through civil war, dictatorship, and political crises.
The promise of our independence has been tested by profound social, economic, and political challenges, and we have survived. While we may not have achieved all the lofty dreams of our forebearers, we have not strayed too far from them. In 65 years since our independence, we have made tremendous progress in economic growth, social cohesion, and physical development.
The president said his administration inherited a struggling economy in 2023, but chose the path of reform by removing fuel subsidies and ending multiple exchange rates. According to him, these tough measures are now yielding results, with inflation dropping, foreign reserves rising, and GDP growth outpacing international projections.
As a new administration, we face a simple choice: continue business as usual and watch our nation drift, or embark on a courageous fundamental reform path. We chose the path of reform. We chose the path of tomorrow over the comfort of today. Less than 3 years later, the seeds of those difficult but necessary decisions are bearing fruits. In resetting our country for sustainable growth, we ended the corrupt fuel subsidy and multiple foreign exchange rates that created massive incentive for a rentier economy.
On security, President Tinubu commended the armed forces and other security agencies for what he described as decisive victories against insurgents and bandits across the country. He said peace has returned to many communities in the northeast and northwest and pledged continued investment in the nation's security architecture.
The officers and men of our armed forces and other security agencies are working tirelessly and making significant sacrifices to keep us safe. They are winning the war against terrorism, banditry, and other violent crimes. We see their victories in their blood and sweat to stamp out Boko Haram terror in the northeast, IPOB ESN terror in southeast, and banditry and kidnapping.
Turning to the youth, the president said young Nigerians remain the country's greatest asset. He pointed to initiatives like the Student Loan Fund, consumer credit schemes, and the IDICE program as clear evidence of government's commitment to empowering the next generation of leaders.
Under the Social Investment Program, to support poor households and vulnerable Nigerians, 330 billion has been disbursed to 8 million households, many of whom have received either 1 or 2 out of 3 tranches of the 25,000 naira each.
President Tinubu acknowledged the pain caused by ongoing reforms but urged citizens to endure, assuring them that the future holds promise of a more prosperous and self-reliant nation. He called on Nigerians to support local production, pay their taxes, and put the country first in their daily choices. As Nigeria celebrates 65 years of independence, the president's message was one of cautious optimism, a call for unity, sacrifice, and renewed commitment to building the nation of our dreams. Now, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Aso Briefing, has congratulated residents of Abuja on the occasion of Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary, calling for unity, reflection, and a collective action to build a stronger nation. In his Independence Day message, Barrister Wike paid tribute to Nigeria's founding fathers for their sacrifices, urging residents to uphold the ideals of brotherhood and patriotism. He described the FCT as the symbol of national unity and stressed the need for citizens to live in peace and harmony despite differences. The minister highlighted achievements of the FCT administration under President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, citing progress in road construction, rehabilitation of schools and hospitals, support for farmers, and empowerment of youth and women through micro, small, and medium enterprises. He assured residents of continued investment in infrastructure and public services to improve living standards. Barrister Wike also appealed for peaceful participation in the February 2026 area council elections, urging residents to vote responsibly and avoid violence. He pledged collaboration with security agencies to maintain law and order while encouraging citizens to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities. Looking ahead, the FCT minister expressed optimism about Nigeria's future under President Bola Tinubu, saying the administration is committed to prioritizing citizens' welfare and driving sustainable development. He called on residents to remain supportive and faithful to the vision of a greater, more prosperous Federal Capital Territory. Now, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Aso Briefing, has flagged off the construction of Arterial Road S1 in Kaura District, describing it as a strategic project that will boost Abuja's infrastructure and enhance Nigeria's chances of securing the bid to host the next Commonwealth Games. Barrister Wike at the ceremony on Tuesday said world-class road networks were critical to Abuja's readiness for international sporting events. He stressed that visiting evaluation committees would look out for basic infrastructure before granting hosting rights.
I hope you are aware that Nigeria is bidding to host the next Commonwealth Games. And it will be difficult for us to achieve that if we don't have good network of roads, that when the committee comes and they see that the basic infrastructure is being provided, that gives us a leeway to be given the hosting right of the Commonwealth Games.
In her remarks, the FCT Minister of State, Dr. Maria Mahmood, described the Kaura project as a demonstration of President Tinubu's commitment to infrastructure renewal and better living standards. She said the road would improve accessibility, attract investment, raise property values, and enhance public safety in the district.
I stand here with deep appreciation to His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for his leadership and vision in infrastructure that directly improves the lives of our people. So also His Excellency, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, His Excellency Mr. Project, for his consistent drive to transform Abuja into a modern, functional, and also an inclusive city. Thank you, Mr. Project, sir. And also together, we build not just a road, but also a pathway to a brighter future for Federal Capital Territory and Nigeria at large.
The minister explained that beyond sports and international visibility, the project would improve emergency response, particularly for the FCT Fire Service, According to him, the new road and its free-span bridge would enable quicker deployment of fire trucks to incident scenes across the district. Now, the FCT chairman of the Nigeria Union of Teachers, NUT, Comrade Abdullahi Muhammad Shafa, has felicitated the teachers in the Federal Capital Territory on the occasion of Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary. Our correspondent, Abdullahi Mukhtar, completes the story.
In his message, Comrade Abdullahi Muhammad Shafa commended teachers for their resilience and commitment to providing quality education despite various challenges, including issues affecting their remuneration that led to strike action.
You are aware from the starting of this year, the profession has been in a very serious problem with the government of the day. That which has to do with their remunerations and some rights that were denied them. And as God will have it, because of that struggle, they went on strike for about 12 to 14 weeks. Thank God that strike has yielded result for the entire primary school teachers in FCT.
Comrade Shafa praised the FCT Minister Barrister Yesu Nwike for his effort in resolving some of the teachers' issues and expressed optimism that the remaining challenges will be addressed.
We are still battling with the remaining 4 months of the new minimum wage arrears. That too is in the pipeline. So we are believing that this year's 1st of October is going to be a good thing to the teachers, the pupils, students, and FCT. I equally want to commend him for the bold steps he has taken in ensuring that infrastructural decay in our schools will be adequately taken care of.
The FCT NUT chairman emphasized the importance of prioritizing education, describing it as the bedrock of national development. He urged the FCT administration to give teachers their due recognition and support, noting that teachers are willing to remain in the classroom.
When you look at the teaching field in the teaching field in FCT, over 686 teachers sat for directorate cadre promotion exams. About 468 passed, but vacancy declared were just 20. Now these people that have passed, what do you do with them? Some of them have stayed for over 5, 6, 7 years in on one grade level. They are supposed to move ahead. Give them the directorate cadre, give them their director, let them remain in the class.
Comrade Shafa concluded by wishing all teachers in the territory a happy independence celebration. Abdullahi Mukhtar, Aso Television News.
Now, Nigeria's Aviation and Aerospace Development Minister Festus Keyamo has congratulated my citizens on the nation's 65th independence anniversary. In his message, he praised the resilience of Nigerians and urged unity as the country continues on its path to growth. The minister highlighted 26 years of uninterrupted democracy by acknowledging current economic challenges, defended the government's bold reforms, saying they are necessary to secure a stronger future. He called on all Nigerians to embrace hope and work together for the nation's progress. Now, the Director General of the National Orientation Agency, Malam Lanre Isa Onilu, has reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to sustain civic reorientation as a key driver of national development. He said attitudinal change, value reawakening, and responsible citizenship remain central to the country's long-term goals. Isa Onilu stated this in London while delivering the keynote address at the 2025 African Investment Showcase, where he stressed that Africa's progress must be measured not only in economic growth, but also in the strength of its institutions and the level of public trust they command. He highlighted the Nigerian Identity Project under President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda as a long-term initiative aimed at redefining what it means to be Nigerian in the 21st century. The NIO boss underscored that national symbols, including flag, play a vital role in building identity and patriotism. He noted that correct usage of such symbols reinforces national pride and unity, especially at a time the country is celebrating 65 years of independence. In a related message, the FCT Directorate of the agency cautioned against the circulation of wrongly designed Nigerian flags, particularly those bearing the coat of arms or other unauthorized markings. It reminded citizens that the authentic national flag consists of 3 equal vertical stripes of green, white, and green. The Directorate urged schools, media houses, traders, motorists, and event organizers in the FCT to promote the proper design of the flag and educate the public on its correct usage as part of the broader civic reorientation drive. The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has deployed special patrols nationwide to manage traffic during the Independence holiday, warning that offenders risk having their vehicle impounded. Corps Marshal FRSC Shehu Mohammed warns that vehicles of offenders caught for violations such as road abuse, dangerous or drink driving, and disobeying traffic lights will be impounded as a deterrent, urging Nigerians to stay vigilant and celebrate safety. The Corps Marshal also congratulated President Bola Tinubu and all Nigerians on the nation's 65th independence anniversary. He urged citizens to celebrate peacefully and with caution, stressing that safety on the roads is key to preserving lives. In another development, the Federal Road Safety Corps has announced the death of 5 officers in September after being knocked down by reckless drivers while on duty across Ekiti, Ogun, Taraba, Plateau, and Enugu states. Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed has ordered the immediate prosecution of the motorists responsible, warning that disregard for traffic laws and safety of FRSC personnel will no longer be tolerated. He commiserated with the families of the fallen heroes and urged Nigerians to honor their memory by obeying traffic rules and respecting officers on duty. The Center for Transparency and Integrity Watch has unveiled to the public its highly anticipated report, the Transparency and Integrity Index 2025. The comprehensive report evaluates the transparency and integrity of various ministries, departments, and agencies, provides valuable insights into their commitment to openness and accountability. Let's join Alex Dickes in this report. The Transparency and Integrity Index report highlighted significant progress made by some MDAs while identifying persistent challenges and areas for improvement. According to the index, some MDAs have made notable strides in enhancing transparency through implementation of robust anti-corruption measures and promoting accountability. Transparency and Integrity Index 2025 is based on a rigorous methodology that assesses various factors, including transparency in decision-making, access to information, and anti-corruption efforts. The report provides a detailed analysis of the strengths and weaknesses of each institution, offering actionable recommendations for improvement. In his address, Chairman, Bureau of Public Service, Dr. Arabi Ibrahim, highlighted areas of progress and stagnation. The index provides a valuable tool for promoting transparency and integrity. Dr. Arabi said the recommendations can inform policy reforms and institutional strengthening and capacity building initiatives to MDAs.
For promoting transparency, accountability, and integrity within our public institutions. Over the past 4 editions, the index has served not only as a tool for measuring institutional compliance with transparency standards, but also as a guide for reforms aimed at strengthening governance in Nigeria.
In his keynote presentation, the Executive Director of Center for Fiscal Transparency and Public Integrity, Dr. Umar Yakubu, said the aim of the index was to promote transparency and integrity through technical assistance, capacity building programs, and advocacy support to help institutions implement the report's recommendations and improve their transparency and integrity practices.
The objective of the Transparency and Integrity Index is geared towards assessing the openness and transparency of public institutions.
Some of the participants from different agencies bore out their mind on the unveiled Transparency and Integrity Index 2025.
Generally, I can say it's not a mass failure per se, because it is an indication that something is happening in the country and we need to encourage ourselves. So everybody will look at its performance and then go back to the drawing board.
Well, we will say it's progress in the making because some MDAs are actually improving, their scores. But if you have 517 MDAs where only about 10 to 15 are in the green zone, it doesn't speak well for the country. But why this session was very good is because now MDs understand that this is for the benefit of the country, and if they improve, it will improve our own development principles, where we have to, if you proactive disclosure of certain types of information helps the country. It's not about all this OPC where you are hiding a lot of information, doesn't really help the country.
With the 2025 Integrity Index report unveiled to the public, out of 517 MDAs are called to embrace the various methodology in fulfilling the required information in the interest of transparency. Now, sequel to earlier statements dated 5th of July 2025 on the expired visa initiative granted by the federal government of Nigeria, which allowed foreigners with expired immigration status to regularize their stay in the country without penalties, the Nigerian Immigration Service has notified the general public that the amnesty window officially closed at midnight on September 30th, 2025. A statement issued by the Service Public Relations Officer, Assistant Controller of Immigration, Akinshola Akinlabi, said that with the expiration of the amnesty period effective 1st October 2025, enforcement actions will commence nationwide against foreign nationals who have overstayed their visas or violated their entry conditions. According to the statement, the enforcement exercise will target the following categories of foreigners: holders of expired visa on arrival, holders of expired single and multiple entry short visit or business visas, and individuals with expired comprehensive expatriate resident permit and automated cards. In addition, the NIS warned that foreign nationals found in violation of Nigeria's immigration laws shall be subjected to sanctions, including payment of overstay penalties, removal, and possible restriction from future entry into Nigeria. The service further highlighted that overstay penalties and entry restrictions are as follows: less than 3 months overstay, removal, payment of $15 per day overstayed, or an option of a 2-year entry ban. 3 months to 1 year overstay, removal, payment of $15 per day overstayed, or an option of a 5-year entry ban. 1 year and above, removal with a 10-year or permanent entry ban. The Nigerian Immigration Service reiterated its commitment to ensuring lawful migration, safeguarding national security, and promoting transparency and efficiency across all immigration process. The Nigerian Police Force has denied arresting anyone linked to alleged real estate fraud involving Luxury Prime Real Estate Nigeria Limited, even as the Abuja-based company insists it refunded a client's 80 million naira and added 4 million naira compensation after a housing deal collapsed. Report had circulated that officers stormed the firm's office at number 2 Potiskum Street, Area 1, Garki, Abuja, following multiple petitions by victims who accused the company of selling non-existent houses using forged land documents. It was alleged that 2 staff members, Kennedy Ogoina and Elizabeth Ona, were picked up and detained for an entire weekend, while other senior officials, including Emmanuel, Chief Operating Officer, Ikechukwu Haik, Otutubuike, Chief Executive Director, and Winner Ignatius, Sales Executive, were declared wanted for fraud, conspiracy, and breach of trust. But in a sharp twist, the FCT Police Command distanced itself from the entire matter. Its spokesperson, SP Josephine Ade, said she had no knowledge of the case and insisted the police did not arrest anyone. Now, President Bola Tinubu has described northern Nigeria as the heat of national growth, while reassuring commitments to economic sustainability. A press statement by the Federal Ministry of Finance, signed by the Director of Information and Public Relations to the Ministry, Mr. Mohammed Manga, acknowledged that the President stated these in a keynote address at the maiden Northern Nigeria Investment and Industrialization Summit convened by the Northern Elders Forum under the theme Unlocking Strategic Opportunities in Mining, Agriculture, and Power. Represented by the Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wali Edun, President Tinubu highlighted Nigeria's 4.23% GDP growth in the second quarter of 2025, the strongest in a decade, driven by industrial expansion, easing inflation, and rising reserves. He stressed that these gains reflect deliberate reforms under the Renewed Hope agenda, from subsidy removal to forex unification, which have restored investor confidence and fiscal discipline. Underscoring the North's pivotal role, the president pointed to its mineral deposits, 70% of the nation's arable land, and flagships projects like the Ajaokuta-Kaduna-Kano gas pipeline and the new agro-industrial corridors. He further noted that these are designed to catalyze private sector investment, unlock competitiveness, and build inclusive prosperity. According to him, Northern Nigeria's transformation is essential to sustaining national growth, and ongoing reforms are laying the foundation for private sector-driven prosperity. The summit brought together policymakers, investors, and industry leaders to chart a path for regional transformation. The Nigeria Exports Processing Zones, NEPSA, has urged the American Business Council, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the African-U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and the other development partners to explore the unlimited business opportunities provided by the NEPSA. A statement signed by the head Corporate Communications Department of NEPSA, Dr. Martins Ode, showed that the managing director of NEPSA, Dr. Olufemi Oguyemi, made the call in his lecture titled Free Zones and Industrial Competitiveness, Catalyzing Investment Through Regulatory Innovation at the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. Dr. Oguyemi stated that the side event with the theme Ease of Doing Business in Nigeria, a new era of economic opportunities, was a vital space to match policy action with private capital. The NEPSA chief explained that Nigeria's free zones were not merely parcels of land, but practical business enclaves for industrial upgrading and platforms for credible, regionally scalable investments. He further reaffirmed readiness of NEPSA and its partners to supporting due diligence, provide regulatory clarity, and facilitate the needed structure for investors who are ready to move from dialogue to signed commitments. And with that story and business, we've come to the end of the bulletin. Many thanks for watching. I am Richard Alechinwanyebe.